Deutsche Welle. Cool.
Today on Cool,
Doing what you gotta do.
getting politically active, school in the sea, learning mad math skills.
Stay tuned.
Cool.
Hello and welcome to Cool. I'm Jody Breisler.
And I'm Maya Graham.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Whoa, is that from Sesame Street?
You better believe it. As I've been adding up my bills this month, it takes me back to my favorite ways of learning math.
Oh, I'm such a dag. I loved learning maths.
Really? I mean, I have to admit, Sesame Street, maybe a little Schoolhouse Rock, elementary school math, that I liked. But as I got older, especially with, geometry, I just was not a fan.
Yeah, some of my friends didn't like it either, but I really liked the spatial mathematics. But starting to dislike maths as you get older is sadly totally normal. I was reading an article that says some subjects are taught so dryly that students lose interest.
Well, to fight that, there's an annual event called World Maths Day, going on this week, where students across the world compete against each other online in speed math competitions. I had a chance to talk to Leigh Redman of event organizer 3P Learning, who told me what World Maths Day is all about.
World Maths Day actually started back in 2006. It was originally just a competition between the United Kingdom and Australia, and it's since grown and grown every year. It's now a completely global competition. Last year we had over 182 million different questions answered during the 24-hour period. This year we're expecting even more. And we've got a staggering 225 different countries and territories registered for this year, and almost 2 million students.
So walk me through this. If I'm a student who wants to participate, what happens?
The way that most students do it is actually through their schools. Whole schools will register for the competition, and then everyone in the school is entered and has their own password, and they can sign on and take part.
And when they take part, what happens? What do they expect? They come to a computer? What goes on?
They come to a computer and they sign on. Basically, the idea of competition is to have a 60-second race against other people who are also online at the same time as you. You enter the race, and basically you have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as you can, mental arithmetic, at the same time. You have different players also playing against you, also trying to answer as many questions as they can, and it's effectively a race to the finish to answer as many questions.
And now what kind of questions are we talking about?
These are all mental arithmetic. There's 4 different levels, so the ages are from 5 through to 18, so depending on how old you are, that kind of depicts how difficult the questions would be. They start from very simple mental arithmetic up to 10, and that progresses all the way through into sort of long multiplication, so much more complicated for the older kids.
This sounds really intense, very complicated. Why is this so important?
We think it's important that we like to make maths as fun as possible. Because it's online and because it's fun and engaging, loads of kids actually much prefer to do this type of maths than they're used to in their classroom. One of the key things that we try to get across to kids is the idea that you either are a maths kid or you're a not maths kid is completely untrue. Everyone can use maths, everyone can have fun playing maths. And because this is a race and because you're playing in real time against other people, it's much more fun and exciting than in a classroom.
Why do you think there is such a need to engage young people in math? I mean, do people lose interest as they get older, or what do you think it is?
We find that because maths is so integral to almost every part of your daily life when you grow up, it's really important to get some key math skills while you're still at school. And maths, because of its nature, can be sort of quite dry and quite boring at times to learn maths, and especially the more complicated maths. So we find putting it in an environment that's fun and exciting helps to really kind of engage kids with maths.
But it's not all that bad. I mean, even though it started in Australia, students from over 200 countries are getting in on the World Maths Day competition. I talked to Leanne Shipman. She's a 15-year-old student at the Priory Witham Academy in England. As a World Maths Day ambassador, she says students at her school are really into it.
Well, it's something you use in everyday life. Everyone's got to be able to use it, and if you can help with that, if you can help improve people's standards, then that's a big thing to be part of.
Why do you think Math Day is necessary to get other young people interested in math?
Well, it excites them. They hear something like that and they realise how big it is. They realise that it is a world thing. It is global. Everyone's taking part.
So for someone who has no idea what it is, what is World Math Day?
World Maths Day is when the entire world, anyone who wants to take part and can take part, and they all try and beat world records.
And what do they actually do? Do they sit down at a computer? What happens?
Well, they sit down at a computer, they log themselves in, they join in a game, they play as many as they like, they just keep tapping in the numbers, answering the questions as fast as they can, as accurately as they can, scoring them points for their country. It's a massive competition.
And so what's it like at your school right now?
Buzzing. Everyone's really excited about it. Everybody wants to take part and is getting a bit competitive, to be honest.
How does it get competitive? Do they play each other? Do they play other people? What happens?
They play each other. They try to get in games with each other a lot, and there is a lot of shouting when there's someone from a different country. We do get excited when we're playing someone overseas.
What are some of the countries people have played, or you yourself have played?
America, Russia, obviously the host city, Sydney. We've played people from there before. We've got very excited about that since we know they're the hosts of World Maths Day.
And how did you first get involved?
Well, in math lesson, we got a username and password and for mathletics. We weren't particularly excited about it. We kind of groaned a little bit, but we were kind of made to go on it, and we realised that we weren't coming off it.
You seem pretty glad you're doing it. Why is that?
Well, recently I went to the primary school that's connected to our school, and seeing the kids, well, they're doing better than some of the people in my school, to be honest. It's a bit frightening. They really have got into it, and they were all so excited, so enthusiastic, and they're inspiring. It's great to see that kind of thing.
3, it's a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number.